All right. Hey, Elsie, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about your experience of working with me throughout your fitness journey. I just wanted to go ahead and ask a few questions so that you can share your experience with others and hopefully help them make decisions about whether they decide to come on board or let them know what they can expect during our time of working together. Sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Cool. All right. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Elsie. I live in California, San Jose, Fremont, California, which is a little ways away from San Francisco. I'm about to get married in June, and yep, that's me.
Cool. What is it that you do, by the way? So I know that
Um,
you're an achieving
yeah.
lady.
I have a background in the food industry. So I used to manage a bunch of restaurants, and right now, currently, I work for Stanford University. And I just help out a research center with all the admin stuff and financial things that they have to get done.
And you also have a side hustle?
Yes, so I'm currently going to school to be a certified nail technician. And yep, that's in the works.
Cool. I just know that you're really passionate about that, so I wanted to let others know that as well. A lot of work as you've been doing on like a weekly and like even nightly basis with your studies and everything, along with like your full-time job, and obviously you are engaged and all of that. So like you're a very busy woman.
Yes, pretty busy.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So, may I ask, why is it that you decided to reach out to me for help with your fitness goals?
So one of the main reasons why I reached out to you was because you stood out from the plethora of other like Instagram coaches and fitness coaches, and it almost felt like they grab your attention with a little bit of information and be like, hey, pay for more information, like come over here. And with you, it was just like, you provided so much education. I think one of your first videos, you were like with this little whiteboard and you were explaining I forgot what it was, but it was so in detail. And I was like, yes, like this chick knows her science. She loves what she does. And it was just, the positive vibes that you gave out through that and I knew, working with you was going to be super educational. And I think I was following you for like a whole year. I think about a year and a half or so. Yeah. And
Really?
yeah, I just knew that if I wanted to work with you, I had to be like ready to like really commit. So at that time I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready. I don't think I was like, at that like rock bottom kind of thing yet. But once, my wedding started approaching, I was like, I think I would trust Jen, with helping me lose weight. And sure enough, there's a lot of things that I kind of already knew, but you went into so much more detail. And, it was so helpful as well with how you helped me work with my mindset because, as we all know, you can either be like, throw in the towel and forget about it or reward yourself and things like that. And yeah, I think now I've developed some habits where I'm like, okay, I won't do that no more.
Yeah. So you kind of overcame the all or nothing mindset for sure. And we
Yeah.
talked about this as well too. Like that's come up multiple times in our chat with each other. So yeah, that's really good to know. Also, I
Mhm.
did not know that you followed me for like a year and a half before you
Yeah.
reached out, but that's exciting because then you've been able to see like all of my ups and downs and my journey as well. Which is awesome to know because we learn from experience, and so you've learned a lot like in your experience as well, which is why you're sharing it.
Hmm.
So since we've been working together, what is it that you have been able to achieve?
So one of the things is obviously my mindset. I've been able to achieve that. I've been able to achieve like I feel like I'm like halfway through my goal, like for like weight wise, and I've also um, I'm working on still being better with my time, but with you having the support group and like you always kind of checking up on us and stuff and being like, hey, write out your list today, your power list and things like that. Those are very helpful. And actually did yesterday, Sunday night, I wrote it hour by hour, like my schedule for Monday. And I was able to get to the gym, not at the exact time that it was scheduled for, but writing it out by hour really helped me kind of stay on track and get the tasks completed that I needed to. And it didn't feel like I had to do so much in such a little time.
Yeah.
Like I really feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you are busy, and so it can seem like, you have so much to do, and especially with all that you're already doing, and then adding fitness goals on top of it can be pretty tough. So actually sticking to it, and like not only just sticking to it, but staying consistent with it for as long as you have been thus far, super helpful, like, and it's super good. And then I think one of the biggest things that you just mentioned as well was, your dress too, and how you felt, slipping into your dress for your wedding day. Do you mind sharing that feeling as well?
Yeah, it was really awesome because I always used to watch like Say Yes to the Dress all the time. And why are these women getting so like emotional putting on a dress? And like the first like store I went to wasn't that great, but the second store, it was like they had much more variety section. The designer was actually there that day, and they're like, we have like the perfect dress for you, don't even worry about it. And I was like, okay, sure. And I put it on, and like I literally had chills everywhere, and I was like, oh, this is what they mean. And being already 10 pounds down, I was like excited because I'm like, I know I don't need that size 18 or 16 anymore. It has to be a lower size. And sure enough, they like squeezed me into size 12, but the size we ended up ordering was like a 14. But I felt really great in it. Everybody was like, that dress fits your body so perfect. So now I can't wait to finish it, continue to stay on track with my habits, and see how my dress fits in like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember like you sent me that picture of a different dress, but I was like literally shook. I was like goosebumps. Like whenever I messaged you back and I said that, like literally goosebumps and everything. I was like, ah. And like sitting here talking or having you tell me about this is like exciting for me as well. Like,
yeah
pictures. For real, like need a lot of pictures.
yeah
Cool. Let's see. Okay, so I guess just to kind of keep this brief and keep it short, last question I have for you is, actually, I'm going to make this 2 questions. What did you find most valuable about your time or being coached by me? What was most valuable to you?
I think the most valuable to me was like the attention, and like actually like the customization to like my body. And you knew very well what macros were going to work with my body. And before, when I was just doing it on my own and kind of like walking in the blind, like in the darkness, in the fitness darkness, I felt like I was always losing weight, but I could never see it physically. And like I was still kind of soft, I could tell. And now working with you, I think, and with everything you've taught me, my body's actually toning up, and I can see myself shrinking, whereas to before it wasn't. So I think that was super valuable. And also like the constant, with like the Trainer Eyes app and things like that, where you're like constantly seeing, and that definitely helped me keep consistent. That helped me stay consistent, and it helped me with my accountability. Because I was like, I know my coach is going to check on this, and I want to make sure I'm doing a good job. So that was very helpful. And the resources that you provide as well, with the Google Drive file that you share with us, like that's super helpful. And I think I'm going to start, looking more into the how to stay on track when you're like on vacation and things like that, because I don't think, I think that was most valuable to me.
Yeah, and you've had a lot of those vacations come up recently, so that'll be for you. Yeah, that's really awesome. Cool. Now I know like what you like. Beneficial for others as well. So I'm glad, because like I want to be able to provide as much value to you as a client, and make sure that this is super successful for you. So I'm good to hear that those things that I've like been able to invest in for you has been able to pay back like for you as well.
Mhm.
So yeah. Okay, last question here is, if somebody were sitting on the fence and they were not sure whether they wanted to join the program, or whether I was going to be a good coach for them, what would you tell them?
Um, I would say if you really are ready to commit and you really want to make a change in your life, do it. Just do it, because the longer you wait, either A, the more weight you're going to gain, or the more stuck you're going to feel. And we all know that like being stuck doesn't feel so good either, neither does gaining more weight. And you're just, the longer you wait, you kind of miss out on the opportunity to learn. So, if you have that thought of like, oh, I really want to work with Jen, just do it, because she's going to take care of you, and you'll see results, for sure. Like, so even just with like little tiny like habits that you start implementing in the beginning, like that for me alone was already enough for me to start seeing a major difference in like 1 week, I think. Like
Yeah.
my first picture, I was really, I was really soft and like chubby. And like the week after, I started noticing, my body not being so bloated and things like that. So
You're just kind of like,
pretty much.
and then that didn't stop either.
No, it didn't. And it feels good because, now my friends are like, oh my gosh, you've lost so much. Like, I think one of my fiance's friend, he moved to New York and he just came to visit, like, I think like 3 weeks ago. And he just looked at me like, you lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, if you really think about it, it's not much, but it does, make a difference. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the weight, even though it may not be a lot of weight, your body has definitely changed in the size.
Yes, body composition for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
Now I don't have to worry about like a double chin, like when I'm like taking pictures. I'm like, no, don't do this angle. Like now I'm just like, yeah, take it.
You're like, I got it, hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Like for me, I feel like I was like, it's always there as well, but hey, it's life, it's normal, but if you're not always having to worry about it, that's fantastic too. The more that you
Yeah.
life. Well, and then I guess last question is like, is there anything else that you feel like you want to mention, or is that everything?
Nope, I think that's everything. Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience, Elsie, and I appreciate the feedback and everything that you've done thus far, like as a client as well too. You've been really awesome, and like I said before, like I am so proud of you and like all the effort that you've put into this and the progress that you've been able to make. I'm just very happy to watch you like thrive in this journey as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm very thankful for you.
Thank you. I know it got a little soft, but
All mushy.
yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't go unnoticed. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yep, no problem.